A partially valid, a half-truth, if you will, is
Yeah.
being pushed.
I can't wait to find out all sorts of new and exciting things I didn't know about myself.
So you just hate Jews, bro?
Yeah, you're just an anti-Semite. Congratulations.
You're
Go
not
join.
What would you say?
Exactly.
Well, that's different. It's not different. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's
That just we are the only society on earth who has the obligation to self-destruct, to blame ourselves for every problem that has ever existed, and we just think of ourselves as the worst human beings who are responsible for every bad.
How many Muslims are trying to stop Boko Haram? How many Muslims were confronting ISIS? How many Muslims, the extremists always win. So the peaceful majority, which I know many, they're irrelevant.
Good morning, Misfits. All right, I think we got the technical difficulties worked out. I think that this actually is live. No issues. See, the unofficial name of the Daily Breakdown has always been technical difficulties, even before I came to LFA. But if you guys caught the show yesterday, this is now my second show with LFA. We didn't get yesterday's recorded because right before it started, it was just I just didn't know how to work all the internets. All right, I don't do well with the internets. I build stuff for a living. I actually do have a real job. I'm a home remodeler, general contractor. So in the past year or so, I have learned a lot about the internet. But there's always something. Anyway, good morning in the chat. River Rat, Bad Moon, Peer Out. I'm very bad with reading off names. Usually at the end of the show, we actually do read names. I forgot to yesterday. But at the end of the show, I'll usually do, just a rundown of everybody in the chat. So we'll try to make sure that we do that. I've had some positive feedback about the cussing, right? Look, guys, I'm gonna try not to. Okay, it's a different channel. All right, my last show was called TMP Uncensored. Now we're just gonna try to do TMP Mostly Censored, right, or partially censored, but. If you guys caught the show, we were talking about how I have a potty mouth, and it's not like I'm doing it on purpose. This is just it's how I talk, but I do have a toned down. If you even knew how toned down that was yesterday, you'd think I did a great job because I didn't even drop a C-bomb. But just in case, I did put something together for you guys. Okay, just a little warning if I know I'm about to. If I'm about to, drop some bad language, this is what you're gonna see.
Max, can you earmuff it for me?
All right, we'll do the earmuffs. The earmuffs, guys, earmuffs. Okay, and then if I let one slip, and I didn't give you the warning. We'll drop this.
I don't know why you got to do it in front of the kid with the effing. All you got to do is say earmuffs to him. Earmuffs.
All right, that one's a little low. We'll fix that. I'm also getting some text right now about my audio being a little bit delayed. I don't know if I'm getting a delay from you guys. Didn't seem to be one yesterday, but if there's audio issues, I'm sure we'll fix them up. And I do have a new mixer coming in. Because this one, it's a whole long story. You don't want to know about, again, technical difficulties and internets. Just, you see, I jinxed it. I said, hey, no technical difficulties. And then Jeremy's like, hey, your audio's bad. Great. Thanks, Jeremy. You sure you made the right call here? A delay for me too. I'm seeing no, you're fine, and I'm seeing a delay. So what I've noticed in the past is if you guys are getting a delay, restart Rumble. Because some people are getting it and some people are not. So if you're getting a delay, restart Rumble, see if that fixes it. Anyway, let's get to the show. All right, episode 2, The Phantom Misfit. All right, let's see here. If you guys didn't check it out, here's how we do the daily breakdown, okay? I go on the internet, I type in the word news, and we break down the news. Boom. Super simple. All right. It's the daily breakdown. It's all of these stories. All I did was I typed in the word news, News. And these are the stories we're going to break down. I also do have, I'm going to spend more time today than normal on TDS Tuesday. All right. I also told you yesterday, we're going to have themes for different days of the week, right? We have TDS Tuesday, Woke Wednesday, 2A Thursday, Fan Mail Friday, and Maha Monday. Yesterday, we didn't do Maha because it was my introduction. Yesterday was Welcome to the Thunderdome. You have really pretty eyes, Zach. Okay, look, we're gonna be able to do this.
I don't know why you got.
We're gonna be able to do this for the
Max,
first time. Okay.
Can you earmuff it for me?
There's going to be a swear coming in. Okay. One more time, if you guys don't know, this is the warning.
Max, can you earmuff it for me?
Hi to kids. So somebody said you have pretty eyes. When my mom and dad were still here, they were divorced since I was a kid, but they were like really good friends. So every time I would get them in a room together, I would be like, "Hey guys, I just want to say thank you," and they'd go, "Thank you for what?" And I'd be like, "For fucking, because look at what you did. I get compliments on these all the time, right?" So they made a good baby. Just saying. All right. Anyway, let's get back to it. So the news of the day, we're going to be jumping into the Dems in disguise. Basically, a lot of these are what we call the woke right, doomers, blackpillers. We're going to be talking about that a lot. We're going to be talking about that on most episodes because it's such a big problem. It's something that we have to address, right? Because this is a cancer that needs to be cut out of the movement. By the way, if I also sound bad right now, I never get sick, but I am sick. I woke up sick this morning, but we're still here. But yeah, the doomers, blackpillers, woke right, Dems in disguise. There's so many different names for them. I just call them C words. I didn't do it. You thought of the word I was thinking though. You thought of the word that I was gonna say, which is just as bad. Now you're going to hell. No. So just we're gonna address these. You know, the people like Dave Smith, Tucker Carlson. Obviously, Megyn Kelly is now jumping on the bandwagon. Candace Owens is crazy, right? There's a lot of people that claim to be quote right wing, right? Now, look, tribalism is a good thing. I don't know if you know this. I used to disagree. I used to think that tribalism was bad, right? And then I realized that a certain kind of tribalism is good, right? This is a preservation tactic. This is a survival instinct to have tribalism. You know, if you go this world alone, even though I am a loner, misfit, right? When it comes to politics, you need a tribe. You need a team. It's a two-team sport, right? This is a two-party system. Whether you like it or not, you can bitch about it all day. You can bitch about it, 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 bitch about it. But here's the deal. I believe we live in the greatest country in the world because of two documents, the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. And the founders framed this country this way for a reason, with representative government. A lot of people don't even understand what representative government is. Why am I still on this screen?
Can you earmuff it for me?
Wait, I gotta make sure I turn those off. Sorry. We'll get there. It's a new thing. We'll turn that off. A lot of people don't even understand what representative government is, all right? We live in an electoral college, right? Democratic system with but it's a constitutional republic. Okay, now what does that mean? All right, what does even Western values mean? What are we doing here? All right, Western values are taken from Greco-Roman antiquity and Judeo-Christian ethics to create a system, right, where you pull from the Greco-Roman Republic, so the early Greek democracy and the Roman Republican rule of law. You put those together with a Judeo-Christian ethics system, you get a bunch of guys together to write a constitution and a Declaration of Independence, and you have America. That's America, okay? And what did they want? They wanted representative government with limited federal power and maximum state level power, where you're basically, you're in control. Your voice matters, right? And the problem that's happened is it's been weaponized and turned upside on its head because, you know, there's been a tyranny of the minority. as Vivek Ramaswamy would say, right? 1% of the population is screaming so fucking loud, right, that we're being taken over by minority, right? Think of the trans movement, right? Trans people are 1% of the population. They made a pretty big stink in this country, right? Now you have these doomers, right? And they're not the majority. They're faking it. They're screaming online really, really loud to make you believe that they are MAGA. They are not. We brought them into the tent because we needed to win the 2024 election. And I think it's about time we just say, gotcha. We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Max, can you earmuff it for me?
Get the fuck out. That's it. Get out. Get out of our tent. Go make your own party. I don't care. Join the Libertarian Party. They get 1 to 3% of the vote. Right? See if you can do that. We'll talk about that today. But I do want to start off with the Daily Breakdown. Okay. What do we got here? What did BBC World News throw at us this morning? All right. Why did the U.S. and Israel attack Iran? And how long could the war last? Oh, why did they? I don't know. Maybe because Iran kept on chanting "Death to Israel, Death to America." Right? Maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. Why do we do that? You know, I love that there's this mentality around here where it's like you have to wait until somebody blows you up before you blow them up. Like, let's just even simplify this with an analogy more close to home. Let's say there was a gang living in your neighborhood, and they were like, I'm going to come to your house and kill you, right? I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill your family. I'm going to rape your children. I'm going to behead you. I'm going to do all of this because here's a video of me doing that. We put GoPros on our head on October 7th, and we said, we're going to do this over and over and over again, right? And they're in your neighborhood, right? Now, let's say there's a law that says, you know, you could go kill them. You can go do it first if you want to. People are going to get mad at you, though, because they're going to look at you like you're the bad guy. But you know you can do it legally, right? And your family will be safe if you go and you take them out first. Would you do it? I would. I wouldn't even hesitate. So to answer this dumb question from this BBC headline, that's why. Simple. Everybody's always obsessed with the minutia. They said death to America, death to Israel, tried to build a nuke, and have a very long history of doing this shit. Maybe this had something to do with it, right? How many terrorist attacks have happened by Islamic groups in the past 50 years? Over roughly the last 45 to 50 years, a major specialized study counts on the order of 65,000 to 70,000 Islamist terrorist attacks worldwide, causing 250,000 or more deaths. Maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe this is not an unprovoked attack. Maybe. Right? Look at this. I mean, this is pulled from the Global Terrorism Database. This is pulled from private focus groups and studies. But this is legit. There's legitimately over 60. It's around 66,872 terrorist attacks in the name of Allah, right? Over the past 45, 50 years. Maybe that's why. Well, what about this? List the top 20 terrorist organizations in the world and include the religious ideology of each one. This is the top 20, right? Al-Qaeda, Sunni Islamists. Islamic State, Sunni Islamists. Islamic State, whatever that is, Sunni Islamists. Taliban, Sunni Islamists. Sunni Islamist. Sunni Islamist. What is this one? Sunnah. Oh, no, Sunni Islamists right here. Yeah, there it is. Hamas, Muslim Brotherhood, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, Hezbollah, Sunni Islamist, Sunni Islamist, Sunni Islamist, Sunni Islamist, Sunni Islamist. I could do this all day, guys. Sunni Islamist. It's not until you get to 19 before you get to a Marxist, Leninist, Kurdish ethno-nationalist as the ideology. Come on. Why? Why? We're still asking this question? Why did you start that fight? I didn't. But here we go. Israel conflict spread across the Middle East. Iran has responded by launching missiles and drones across the region targeting Israel, Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, the UAE, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Cyprus, and ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz. Iran essentially lost the game of Monopoly and flipped the... Hold on.
Max, can you earmuff it for me?
Flipped the fucking board over. Why? Here's how the U.S. and Israel's war with Iran has unfolded, how it was impacted the region, and how long it could last. The U.S. and Israel's widespread strikes. This is a lot of fluff. BBC has a lot of fluff. But this is good. Look at this. If you guys are listening on audio, I'll try to describe this for you, right? There's a flow chart of dead terrorists, right? And it starts at the top and it goes down like a sports bracket. At the top, Khamenei killed. Right under him, al-Shamkhani, head of National Defense Council, killed. Looks like the Secretary of Supreme National Security Council is still alive, and the president is still alive, president of Iran. Under that, Commander-in-Chief of IRGC, killed. Aziz, whatever, defense minister, killed. And then like 36, 38 others. Good. Good. Why? I think we answered the question of why, so let's move on to the next story. All right. What else do we got? Hillary Clinton storms out of Epstein deposition jail. Straight to jail. Straight to jail. What is this? All right. I don't usually like doing that, but okay. Yeah, Hillary Clinton they threw Steve Bannon in. They threw I don't know why I'm blanking on the name right now. Peter Navarro. They threw Peter Navarro in jail for contempt of Congress. Throw her ass in cuffs and throw her in a cell. Hillary Clinton storms out of Epstein deposition after House lawmaker leaks photo from the inside. Hillary Clinton huddled with the hours. Blah, blah. Yeah, this video right here. I don't know if we'll get the sound. Let's see.
Excuse me.
Yeah, here we go. Oh no, 4 minutes long. We're not going to play that. I saw the short clip, but she was, losing her stuff, losing her crap over she's like, I'm gonna walk out if this is what this is. Hey, you're not in control here, lady. Right? You're here to answer our questions. Anyway, yeah, here it is. This is from the deposition, quote from Hillary Clinton. I'm done with this. If you guys are doing that, I'm done. And then she smacked her hand on the table. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. This is just typical behavior. Okay, hold her in contempt. Yeah, here it is. Little GIF of her getting up and walking out. Little blue suit. Yeah, give her an orange suit. Yeah, switch that blue suit to an orange jumpsuit, throw her ass in jail, because they would do it to you. If the left was in charge of this, and you and Steve Bannon, Peter Navarro, and Donald Trump, anybody walked out of that deposition, they would immediately have them arrested. Absolutely. Here's a couple other quotes from this deposition. Oh, for heaven's sake. It doesn't matter. We're all abiding by the same rules. It kind of reminds me of the Benghazi hearings where she was like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Facts don't matter. Do what I say. I'm in charge. That's the entitlement of these people. Absolutely not. Jail. I'm done, she said again, leaving the table. Stream promptly cut back for a few seconds and appeared to resume moments later. Oh, did she come back? Maybe that's why she's not in jail. Also because the right, they're pansies. They're not doing anything. They don't have the grit for this fight, in my opinion. We need to get savage. We need warriors. This is a war, man. There's an information war. There's physical wars. We need warriors. That's why, no offense, right? No offense, guys.
Max, can you earmuff it for me?
All right, earmuffs again. I'm going to swear again. All right, earmuffs. No offense. You guys shouldn't care about my fucking language. That's the problem, right? We are playing patty cake while they are playing war. That's why we need warriors. We need to stop pulling our punches. We need to stop being so damn nice all the time. And we need to treat these people the way they would treat us. You don't negotiate with terrorists. You don't treat them with kid gloves. We have domestic terrorists. We have Islamic terrorists. We have this guy wearing a Property of Allah shirt. And some people are worried about me dropping an F-bomb. Get your head in the game. All right, what's next on the news? Deadly Texas bar shooting. Yep, here we go. Speaking of Property of Allah. By the way, I told Jeremy, I was like, maybe you should change LFA to Let's Fight Allah. All right, Let's Fight Allah TV. I think that would be a good one. I think just a little side note. I know it's live from America, but we could do both. Texas authorities identify Austin bar shooting victims. Brendan Drennan. Authorities have identified 3 people. I heard a 4th one was maybe it was a 3rd one. But right now, this story is from 11 hours ago. I want to say I think there's 4 total victims, but I'm not sure. Authorities have identified 3 people. Ryder Harrington, 19. Shouldn't have been in a bar, but I'm just saying. Savitha Shan and Jorge, I think that's Jorge Peterson, also died. More than a dozen people were injured, some remaining in critical condition. Authorities, after responding to calls of an active shooter around 2 local time Sunday near Buford's bar in Austin, police said they shot and killed the suspect. Diagni was a naturalized American citizen born in Senegal. I want to know how long he was here. I want to know why he was still here. I don't know exactly how. I know how the naturalization process works. I'm not ignorant. I'm just saying. I don't know why we don't have a stricter system. Like, why? Full screen for this one. All right, full screen. Why don't we treat being a citizen of this country, if you're born in another country, like a driver's license? Why don't we do that? Why don't you have to come back every couple of years and be like, hey, like, this is what I want. I want you to be able to pass an English test, a civics test, and I want you to tell me what you're doing, where you live. I want you to give me all of this information. You don't have the same rights as the people born here. Sorry, you don't. There was just a video recently of some girl who, like, the woke leftist who moved to Canada because it was just so awful in America. And she's bitching on her freaking TikTok like, Canada won't let me work for 6 months and it's really expensive here. You dumb bitch. What do you mean? You telling me that they're enforcing their immigration policy against you? And you can't stand our horrible racist immigration policy? No way. Dummy. But yeah, treat it like a driver's license. It'd be like, okay, every year, every couple of years, 18 months, whatever, we'll figure it out. We'll set the time, but you got to come back here, right? And you got to have a conversation in English, and you got to take a civics test. You got to show me that you have a job, provide me a pay stub, show me that you're paying your taxes and you're a contributing member of society, and that you, I don't know, maybe aren't wearing a property of Allah hoodie. Can we try that? Wouldn't that be nice? Jeez. Seem like I don't think I'm asking for an unreasonable standard of immigration here. All right. But anyway, let's jump in. I'm just going to do quick headlines on the rest of these. Thousands of flights canceled. As world faces worst travel chaos since hundreds of thousands. Oh, the Middle East fallout. So flights are stranded because of Middle East issues. They'll be fine. Maybe Democrats shouldn't have, shut down the government, which I think was funding the Department of Transportation and DHS. Maybe they shouldn't have done that. I don't know. Trump renews his attacks on Keir Starmer, probably because Keir Starmer sucks. And Melania Trump makes history, pushes for peace through education amid Iran firestorm. She is the first lady from any country that presided over the UN Security Council. I don't like the UN Security Council. However, she is probably the first lady that has ever done this much. Like in her first term, she was fighting the opioid epidemic. And now she's doing all of this, philanthropic stuff, and she's really getting involved. She's freaking talking to Putin, trying to solve the war. She doesn't get enough credit, is all I'm saying. That's the good immigrant, by the way. That's the one we want. We want her. We want people to come to this country and contribute and make this country better. We just want them to actually love America. Okay. Let's pay the bills. All right, we're going to do a few quick sponsors, and then we will move on. All right, first up, Patriot Pouch. Orange, you glad you're an American? Are you tired of woke left companies like Zinn or woke right companies like Tucker Carlson pushing their products on you, and you're like, look, I'm addicted to nicotine. I need a nicotine pouch. I got mine right here. I'm trying to quit the vape. I know the vape's bad for you. This stuff is better for you. I know you shouldn't do anything, but if you're going to do something, this is probably the best thing to do. But you're like, look, I don't want to give my money to these people. Well, Patriot Pouch solves your problems. Go to Patriot Pouch USA, use code MISFIT10 for 10% off. And look at this, man. Nicotine-free, tobacco-free, avoids traditional nicotine addictive properties. Same sensation, binds to the same receptors as nicotine, provide the same hit. And I can confirm that it does. Pillow pouches, soft, and you know what? The flavor on these are really good as well. So if you are trying to quit smoking, quit vaping, I just love that. Orange, you glad you're an American? And that flavor is good. They're all good. The Liberty Mint, I got the Liberty Mint right here. But check them out and make sure to use code MISFIT10 so they know I sent you. And I can get paid. All right, next up, I'm wearing the hoodie right now. We have Patriot Tactical. Everybody knows who that guy is. That's Bill Goldberg. I was out at the Houston rodeo with Bill Goldberg just a few days ago, and we're going to be trying to do some cool stuff together. I'm hoping to head over to his ranch. He's got like giraffes and shit. But if you go on here, you can get knives, bags, gun accessories, and apparel. This hoodie, I feel like it's made of baby bottoms. And look, here's the thing about their knives. I don't know if you guys are knife connoisseurs, right? But I am a knife snob. This is a Microtech, right? It's an out the front. If you live in a state that has freedom, you can get one of these. And this is the Microtech Ultratech, right? Their signature model. This is a very expensive knife. This is Patriot Tacticals. Okay? I want to show you something. Look at this. They are pretty much identical. They're made from the same manufacturer, both made in the USA, but this one's about half the price. Why? Because most people who buy knives are paying for this right here. They're paying for a little laser-etched logo, and the quality of knife is really irrelevant. They're paying for, you know, the warranty, what have you, but I'm sure that the people over at Patriot Tactical, if anything went wrong, they would take care of you. But yeah, head over to patriottactical.com, same discount code, MISFIT10, and get your stuff today. Their gun bag is second to none, by the way. They sent me a rifle bag. They have a magnetic rifle mat. But patriottactical.com, code MISFIT10. Yep, backpacks, knives, guns and cleaning, apparel, accessories, everything. Look at that. I got that beanie too. It's getting a little bit. Ooh, the Goldberg blade, limited edition. I didn't know that. They have ear protection. Lots of stuff on here. So check them out. And finally, I just went to the Houston barbecue competition, and I met up with Jacoby Ray. Jacoby Ray is that guy, the wee woo guys, you know, they're on their front porch and some gunfire goes off and he's like, "Missed me, bitch." Great guys. But while I was there, I got to try out all of these products, and I'm telling you, this stuff, and by the way, they're hilarious. Rub your chub. All of these sauces, and I mean every single one of them, is incredible. Like, best hot sauce I've ever had. Here's Jacoby. There's Robert. This is, I can't remember his name, but these guys, they're all amazing guys, great company, and I swear, I'm not lying. This ain't me trying to sell them just because they're a sponsor. I have never had a better hot sauce, better dry rubs. They even put some on my buddy's beer and turned it into like a michelada without the tomato juice. So anyway, go check them out. No promo code yet, but there will be one soon. But if you do go over there, make sure you send them an email like Misfit sent me, and they'll know. They'll know who I am. All right. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of the Dems in disguise, okay? Let's start off with Nick Fuentes. Now, Nick Fuentes has always been a Democrat, right? I mean, Dinesh D'Souza did a debate with him, and I believe he, asked Nick, we'll go full screen for a second. He asked Nick Fuentes, he's like, about his beliefs, like about his politics. And Nick goes on this long, tangent, and Dinesh D'Souza, who I had on my show, is a great guy. He's like, it sounds like you're a Democrat. And I was like, I've been saying that for years, right? Nick Fuentes has always been a Democrat. Now, when I say Democrat, I just mean ideologically left, right? And if you think about it, if you guys don't know who Nick Fuentes is, I wouldn't call him a Nazi. He is kind of a Nazi, but not really. I hate when people throw the Nazi term around. Like, I got into a fight with a Nazi, a real one. A real one. I one-punched a Nazi. The left was like, punch a Nazi. And I'm like, I did. But Nick Fuentes is what I call a trans-Nazi, right? It's like he's presenting, but he's not really one, It's like a man presenting as a woman or a woman presenting as a man, right? They look the same. Well, similar, not the same at all. But it's fake, is all I'm saying, right? His ideology is aligned with more of a socialist or a Marxist would be more accurate, right? He's for totalitarian government. He's for more governmental control. He's for, taking over. He's Red-Green Alliance. He's pro. He says he's not. He is. He's pro-Islam. He supports Iran. He supports the IRGC, not the Iranian people. He supports the IRGC. And in his words, he said, I only support them because they're a check and balance on Israel. Bullshit, right? He supports them because they're a totalitarian government. Everything that he's ever talked about is totalitarian government. However, because he was trying to infiltrate the right. And this is what I'm talking about with these people that are trying to infiltrate the right. Okay? They have to pretend to be Trumpies for a while, but masks will come off. Sean and I are both of Sean Farish, the Ungoverned. He's going to be coming up next after this show. We have a show on Wednesday nights, right? This show is called The Daily Breakdown. That show is called The Weekly Breakdown. And we've talked about him before, and both of us are saying, let that dude talk. Let him talk as much as humanly possible, because there was this push to, like, you know, cancel him or censor him or quote, like, not platform him. And I'm like, well, why would you do that? I wouldn't do that if I were you. I would let him keep talking, because the more people talk, the more they're going to expose themselves. And sure enough, he's gotten a little bold, and now here's full mask off moment, right? Let's go play this. This is a clip from his show. I think it was a couple days ago. Oh, wait, hold on. Whoops, sorry. Hold on. Whoops. Technical difficulties. I forgot to switch. For those listening on audio, I forgot to switch. Let's start this over.
This has to be the breaking point. This is the breaking
He's talking about the war, the quote war with Iran.
Point for the GOP coalition. You buried the Epstein files. There is no border wall. You didn't deliver on mass deportations.
Hold on, let's pause that.
You cut corporate tax.
Let's go back a little.
You buried the Epstein file.
Trump released the Epstein files. Buried the Epstein files. Within a year, Trump released the Epstein files after the Epstein files were buried for 2 decades. So, no. Continue.
There is no border wall.
The border wall doesn't matter because there have been 0 crossings. 0 illegal crossings in like a year. We have net negative migration for the first time in I don't know how long, right? So, sure, in like 2016, Trump was like, we need a border wall. And I still believe we should build it. And it is being constructed in certain areas. But what's the net negative migration? Nobody's coming across the border. So that's, again, okay, no. So 0 for 2.
You didn't deliver on mass deportations.
Literally mass deportations are happening. Hold on. Let's go to Perplexity. How many deportations? And by the way, you have to include something when you ask the internet this, because there's a little bit of fake news and misleading stuff going on. How many deportations in Trump's term? In Trump's second term. Now, here's the part you have to include. Include self-deportations. And the reason you include those is because if Kamala were president, they wouldn't fucking deport. Oh, hold up. Sorry, guys.
I don't know why you got to do it.
I don't know why you got to do it.
The kid with the
All right. All I had to do was say earmuffs. All I had to do. All right. So, how many self-deport? We got to get the volume up on that because that's hilarious. Okay. How many self-deportations plus regular deportations? Let's see here. Let's just go down to the bottom. Wow, this is a lot of stuff. So the best good faith non-DHS spin right now would be under 1 million formal deportations plus several 100,000 voluntary self-deportations. So there's upwards of around 1.6 to 1.9 million self-deportations for a total of between 2 to 2.4 million people have left the U.S. in about a year, right? 2 to 2.4 million in about a year. That's mass deportations. That is mass deportations. Like, I don't give a crap who else you talk to. That's mass deportations. I mean, what's the math on that? All right? Like, let's say, what is that? Just do a quick calculator. We'll do a calculator check. Okay. So, let's say 2.4 million divided by 365. Oh, wait, no, sorry. 2.4 million. I put 2.4 like an idiot. Divided by 365. That would be around like 6,000 a day. A day. Right? You can't arrest and deport 6,000 a day. You have to rely on self-deportations. So what Trump did was he incentivized self-deportations. He turned the CPP-1 app, the same app that they used to come in to flood into America, and he said, we'll give you $1,000. And then he upped it to $2,600. If you just, hold on.
Max, can you earmuff it for me?
Fucking leave. Like, that's all. That's what he said. If you just fucking leave, we'll give you money. And they did. They all did. So I'm for it. That is mass deportation. So Nick now is 0 for 3.
You cut corporate tax rates for the rich by cutting Medicaid.
Not really. Yes, cutting corporate tax rates, but cuts tax rates across the board. Your taxes are lower under Trump. And I don't know why. He sounds like doesn't he sound like a Democrat? It's like you're cutting taxes for the rich. I mean, trickle-down economics worked. That's why Ronald Reagan was such a revered president. One of the main reasons was the economy. Everything was going really good under Reagan and after. Right? It's like Jimmy Carter, Democrat, horrible, right? Wouldn't have Iran without him. Created the Department of Education. It was literally like going from Biden to Trump. And Trump is doing a Reagan-esque style of cutting taxes across the board. The Trump tax cuts, yes, did cut corporate tax rates, but it cut it across the board. So again, 0 for 4, kind of.
Again. No infrastructure bill. No middle class tax cuts.
Infrastructure bill, the one big beautiful bill. Again, 0 for 5.
You got to refund the tariffs, and now
he doesn't have to refund the tariffs. The court, 0 for 6. The Supreme Court did not say that he has to refund the tariffs. There's no way to even litigate refunding the tariffs because when they created the tariffs, they put in a provision in the tariff saying you don't have to refund the tariffs. And all of the people who actually signed the deals with the tariffs are sticking to the original deal. 0 for 7.
We're in a regime change war with Iran. That's the breaking point.
Regime change war in Iran. Again, we already covered this, right? When they chant death to America and try to build a nuke. Yeah. Yeah, I'm for some regime change. You know what was regime change? Killing Hitler. That was a regime. It's literally called the Nazi regime. We changed it. Regime change actually works. Sometimes. There was Santana, Mexico. There was the Japanese regime, World War II. There's been a bunch of regime changes that are absolutely I won't do it. Fantastic. All right. So, what is this? 0 for
I'm out.
8? You're out? Please leave. No, dude, thanks. Thanks, dude. You just rattled off a bunch of Democrat talking points and said you're leaving the, quote, GOP? Bro, bye.
Done.
Good.
I am off the Trump train.
Perfect.
I am not voting in 26.
Good.
If Rubio or Vance are on the ticket in any form in 28, I'm voting for a Democrat.
Good. Good. In fact, you know what? Let's find out how much influence Nick Fuentes really has. Because I've been told by a bunch of effing morons, right, that we have to unite with this moron, right? I've been told by morons that we need to unite with this dumb son of a bitch. No. I never did it. I never said you should do it. I said, kick this little douchebag out of the tent. And I said it years ago. Freaking Matt Walsh is like, well, I mean, but he's very influential. I don't care. I really don't. You're going to sell your morals out for some clout that this kid has? Absolutely not.
Say whatever you want.
Okay, here, I'll say whatever I want. You're a dumb Mexican twink. Get the Hold on.
Max, can you earmuff it for me?
Get the fuck out of my tent. Bye. All right, next up. Okay, so we got Nick Fuentes. Thomas Massey deleted his poll. Thomas Massey, he's the easiest one to really go after because he's not even like when you call Thomas Massey a rhino and somebody's like, he's not a rhino. I'm like, no, he's literally a rhino. You know what a rhino means? A Republican in name only. He's a libertarian, so he's actually quite literally a rhino. But I would argue that because we live in a two-party system and Thomas Massey votes with Democrats more than any other member of Congress against Trump's agenda, that's true, by the way. Google it. I forgot to do it for you. All right. Thomas Massey has voted against Donald Trump more than any other member of the GOP, not just this term, both terms. Right? He is literally a rhino. And since we live in a two-party system where you have House Democrats, House Republicans, there's no fucking House Libertarians. Sorry.
I don't know why you got to do it.
Yes, he's a Democrat. He's a Democrat because he votes with Democrats, right? That's a simple math. I don't know, like whatever you want to call it. Right. And he deleted this poll after he was after it was showing support for President Trump. Let's also take a look at this real quick. We got about 12 minutes left. We're gonna rattle through this.
In New York City, Donald Trump told us that even though, he had dinner with these kinds of people in New York City and West Palm Beach, that he would be transparent. But he's not. He's still...
He released the Epstein files, dude. You were like, release them. He goes, okay. Like, oh, but there's some redactions. Yeah, those are victims in child porn. Like, what? You wrote this bill.
In with the Epstein class. This is the Epstein administration. Donald Trump told us that even...
Oh, so he just called it the Epstein administration. Yeah, say goodbye to your primary. All right, next up, Dave Smith.
Donald Trump has made his bed. Like, this really is it. This game where there's Tucker Carlson and there's the majority of his base and there's Candace Owens and Megyn Kelly and, whatever.
A bunch of clout-chasing douchebags. You just named off a bunch of clout-chasing douchebags. That's not the administration. Those aren't political commentators. Those aren't influential people as far as, from a standpoint of, let's say, like a Sebastian Gorka, like a Dinesh D'Souza, right? These are influencers, essentially, at this point.
Donald Trump chose Mark Levin and Lindsey Graham and Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yeah, they agreed. Yeah, that's he didn't choose them. They just agreed with each other.
Most discredited, evil, laughing stocks on the planet. That's who he chose to go all in with. So he's made his bed. Let him sleep in it. I hope the Republicans lose.
Boom. There it is. There it is. Right? Anyone listening to this douchebag from now on, right? Get the fuck out of my tent. Right? Get out of my tent.
I don't know why you got to do it.
Get out of my tent. Anyone. I'm talking anyone saying that you hope Republicans lose means you're saying, I hope the Democrats win. We just went through 4 years of open borders that led to the death of Laken Riley, Jocelyn Nungari, that has led to the crippling of our economy. If it wasn't for Donald Trump, going screw it for the past year, we would be screwed, right? Biden, killed the Keystone Pipeline, gave $200 billion to Ukraine. There's so many things. I would run out of time. I only have 9 minutes left. Anyone saying we should go back to 4 years ago, get the hell out of my tent. Now. Don't ever, ever, ever come back. If you want Democrats to win, get the fuck out of my tent.
I don't know why you got to do it.
Sorry, guys. Look, I can't help the language. That's why we have the earmuffs. We have the earmuffs now. This is a different show. I want you to get mad. I want you to swear. I want you to be passionate. I want you to feel this like I do. Right? If you don't feel it, what are we doing here? That's how we lose. But no, literally anyone listening to Dave Smith, Tucker Carlson, any of these people.
The midterms this year. They need to. For the country, they need to be destroyed.
So we need to lose. The Republicans need to lose. We need to give power back to a socialist, Marxist, totalitarian government because pouty boy Dave Smith didn't get his way. Okay. How about no?
And no one from this administration can be supported in 28.
Got it.
Fuck J.D. Vance. Fuck Marco Rubio. Fuck Tulsi Gabbard. Fucking, she hasn't resigned yet. Fuck Tulsi Gabbard.
Okay.
Dude,
sorry about his language.
Goddamn no war with Iran shirts that she was selling. How much money you make off those shirts, Tulsi? How can you not?
Dave Smith charges $250 a month for a subscription to listen to him talk. All right? He doesn't have... This is like Candace Owens wearing a $1,000 blouse and bitching about Erica Kirk making money. Like, shut up. All right, let's move on to the next one. Oh, it's still Dave. Yeah, Trump is a traitor. A traitor, right? Because he did this military strike against Iran. Dave Smith must not have, I don't know, watched Donald Trump's speeches.
They want to kill not only our civilians, all over the world. And it's going to be stopped. It's going to be stopped. Somebody criticized me the other day because they asked me what I do, and I said, I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true.
Seems pretty clear to me. Seems pretty clear to me. No, that's promises made, promises kept. I just saw somebody in the chat say, is this a new host? This is a new host. Welcome to the Daily Breakdown. I am your new host, the Misfit Patriot, live from Texas, and we are doing TDS Tuesday. Go watch from the beginning. It's all covered. But it's nice to see you. Nice to see you in there. Okay. Next up, we got 6 minutes left. We're crushing it. We're crushing it. We're going to get this in. All right. Next up, Tucker Carlson. This one's easy.
Where's the, like, what are you even talking? I've never heard that before. Okay. Where's the evidence? Who are these? So if there's evidence that Iran paid hitmen to kill Donald Trump and is currently doing that, where's the, like, what are you even talking? I've never heard that before. Okay. Where's the evidence? Who are these people? Why haven't they been arrested? Why are we not at war with Iran? Why are we not at war with Iran? Why are we not at war with Iran?
That's a great question.
Okay. So Tucker Carlson, he plays ignorant, and he is trying to destroy the Trump administration from within by weaseling his way in, because he used to have credibility and he still has the connections from where he, when he used to be kind of credible, right? But the mask is slowly pulling off of Tucker Carlson, and I wouldn't he's not even a Democrat in disguise. He's a disruptor in disguise. He is for his own political gain, and by political gain, I really mean monetary gain, because he's a contrarian for contrarian's sake, right? He's taking the opposite position and the anti-Israel position because of clicks, clout, likes, and I believe a psyop. We're going to talk about this probably tomorrow, about how the woke right psyop with audience capture has infiltrated the MAGA movement and why, right? I don't think that Tucker Carlson has a Qatari handler. I think Qatar floods his page with likes and money, and he goes, I'm being positively rewarded for my anti-Israel stance. I believe this is how it works with Jake Shields, Myron Gaines, Ian Carroll, Candace Owens, all of them. I don't think that it's as simple as they meet in a mosque and they're like, okay, you're gonna say this. No, they go, here's a bunch of bots saying Israel bad. We're gonna give you money, but through your engagement, because sponsors they don't care what you're saying. Sponsors are like, hey, are you getting a lot of views? Well, I have a rib company. You're getting a lot of views. I don't care if you hate the Jews, right? That's how that works. We'll cover that tomorrow. But that's Tucker Carlson. So yes, he's more like working on behalf of the Democrats, but by accident. For himself. He's working for himself. Same thing with Megyn Kelly.
I mean, that's where my mind immediately went. The guys and the gals who have to actually carry out this mission. Why again? And put their lives on the line. For whom again?
America, dummy. America. Stupid. Playing dumb when you pretended to be so smart for so long. Right? Why are we in this war? I can't believe we're in this war. It's like, again, chant death to America and try to build a nuke. Dead. This is not hard to figure out. Granny Groiper here knows exactly what's going on.
Yesterday and the day before, and I hope you have and will continue to as well. Look, there are massive divisions over what we've done here, and people are going to change their minds over the coming days and weeks.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Everyone's dug in. Nobody's changing their mind on shit, Megyn.
One way or the other. But my own feeling is no one should have to die for a foreign country.
Nobody is. Nobody is. The arrogance of this bimbo thinking that there are people who join the military who do not have agency, who do not know that when they sign up to fight for this country, this is what they might have to do. The arrogance of you. You asshole. You are taking agency away from them. You are taking their patriotism away from them. You're calling them idiots. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. And they know that the reason why they're doing it is for America. How dare you?
I don't think those 4 service members died for the United States. I think they died for Iran or for Israel. I think I understand how this helps Iran perfectly well. I get it. I mean, I hope. Long term, we'll see. But they seem rather jubilant. 80% of the country does not support the Ayatollah. He was a terrible, terrible man. No one's crying that he's dead. No normal.
It kind of seems like you're crying that he's dead. All right. Well, you know what? I think you guys got the point. We got 1 minute left, so let's do the shout outs until the clock strikes 9. All right. We got T. Mitchell 3, Soylent Goy. Israel owns America. Go have your mom cut the crust off your sandwich and shut up. Save Canada Now from Tyranny, Andrew Hobart, Kit Kat Mar, Mr. One Bears, Irish 539, The Real Mama Faye, River Rat. How you doing, River Rat? That's a familiar face. And we got Roadrunner 513 in the chat, and Bad Moon 001. All right, I'm gonna play you guys out. Sean's coming up next. Everybody loves Sean, and I will see you back here tomorrow for Woke Wednesday.
A partially valid, a half-truth, if you will, is being pushed.
I can't wait to find out all sorts of new and exciting things I didn't know about myself.
So you just hate Jews, bro?
Yeah, you're just an anti-Semite. Congratulations.
You're
Go
not
join.
What would you say?
Exactly.
Well, that's different. It's not different. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
that just we are the only society on earth who has the obligation to self-destruct, to blame ourselves for every problem that has ever existed, and we just think of ourselves as the worst human beings who are responsible for every bad.
How many Muslims are trying to stop Boko Haram? How many Muslims were confronting ISIS? How many Muslims, the extremists always win. So the peaceful majority, of which I know many, they're irrelevant.